Welcome, welcome! It's my dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. I want to start off the video, first of all, thanking both Horton Hustle and Terrikai for letting me participate on their streams live today, towards the middle of the day and late afternoon. So thank both of you for letting me join you guys on your streams. Had a lot of fun. Hopefully next time I'll be able to be around a little bit longer than what I got to be this last time. Hopefully you guys will be able to join us on the weekend for our Texas Org Night Ops on Saturday night. That would be awesome. Definitely looking forward to that. So let's get into today's video. We're going to go over the monthly report of November and December 2020 and Squadron 42's monthly report as well. So let's dive right in. AI. General character combat and ships. They began exposing support for character traits, development of enemy dodges, introducing hearing filter areas for NPCs and their environment, introduced enabling AI ships to dock with stations, fire discipline, skill value added to AI pilot. Then we have the art team with characters and environment. They're working on visuals for 3 armor sets. They're working on clothing for refinery decks and civilian clothing for Orison. Most of Orison platforms are moved into the final art phase. Then art for ships. The Javelin receives some visual effects, turret and LOD tweaks. Then they also worked on the final touches to the Hercules. And then an unannounced vehicle reached final stages of gray box. The Redeemer has entered white box. Art weapons. They completed art for the Bearing FS9 LMG and the Gemini A03. Artwork and rigging finalized for Cure Life medical gun. Awesome. The new breach charge asset was created. Pre-production started on the Volt Parallax Electron Rifle. Initial art pass for the crossbow. And work on the Moab style bomb. They also worked on mounted weapons, so that's pretty cool. Then the back-end services and network, they are doing internal testing on iCache services. Moving on to the engine. Work continued on soft body deformation and Vulkan API. Then they had first drafts of propagating physicalized shockwaves, box-shaped physics grids, and bullet drag. Interesting. Volumetric clouds making great progress as well. Features gameplay. They started work on a new Mobiglass app for reputation systems. And then in vehicles, the feature team for vehicles, they have improvements on how ships fly relative to each other, missiles converted to use proprietary system, and work on docking has continued. They've made progress on the Aegis HUD. The narrative team. They progressed with Orison and began looking at other systems. They've got location documents and details of the Pyro system. Props team started work on cooperative locomotion system. Visual effects, they finished touches added to the SDF shield impact effects, and new weapon effects have been finalized. So that is all they had for the monthly report for November and December. Some really interesting things in there that stood out to me. What about for you guys? What's interesting to you on there? I'm of course looking forward to the Hercules, the visual effects for shields, Javelin, etc. Let's move on to Squadron 42's report for November and December. On the AI social side, work on AI logic related to the dispensing and consumption of food. Then on animation, they have new FPS weapons, EVA traversal, medpin blockouts, staggers, vandal combat, and surrender behaviors. They also started work on the AI team to link social AI behaviors and actions with character animation. Art team characters improved uniforms. They have in-game comic book going on as well. That's kind of cool. Engineering team started work on, or they continued work on implementation of OCS, Idris firing range functional, along with NPC usage of said range. They have additional fail states and checkpoint reloads, polishing of interstitial levels, interesting, whatever that is. Multi-tool tractor beam implemented. Progress on security hacking mechanic. Improvements to locomotion. Mounted turret mechanics. FPS radar and scanning. Zero-G push and pull. All fantastic to hear. I don't know what one of those is, but hey, great job. They did a lot of stuff in those 2 months. Gameplay story. Morrow Tour reviewed, updated, and polished. Graphics. Wonder if we'll actually get to see the Morrow Tour. Graphics. Correction of many visual issues related to depth of field and occlusion. Level design. Successfully collaborated with multiple teams to complete a slice of gameplay and gained experience for the rest of the campaign. On the narrative side, enhancements to environmental storytelling and role-accurate text for flight control screens. Also, review existing dialogue to see if they can improve player experience and their development of Vandal language and updating the dictionary. Tech animation has prep for large overhaul of facial rigs and assets. They added support for rigging interactions with new assets. The UI team has creation of a new system that allows cutscenes to trigger UI changes. Creation of movie-style floating holographic UI to complement dialogue. And visual effects worked on the art and cinematics teams to implement a wide range of effects for key location. Continued support for teams working on gas clouds. So that was all they have for the monthly report in November and December. Obviously, this is a very brief and quick overview of those reports. That is actually on my Discord under SC News. I love how it's, it's actually gives you that brief highlight of everything that they worked on there. So what are you guys looking forward to that was on the November and December monthly reports, whether it was on Star Citizen or Squadron 42? As I go back through here, some things that I'm interested in is enemy dodging, docking stations, of course, 3 new armor sets. Orison is in the final art phase. Javelin, I can't wait to see what they've done with it. Final touches to the Hercules, that's a big one. Unannounced vehicle reached final stages of Greybox. Is that maybe the Origin 400i series? Or just the 400i or whatever? I don't know. Redeemer in White Box, that's always good news. The breach charge asset being created. I am definitely looking forward to being able to breach using some of those charges. That's going to be awesome. The crossbow is going to be implemented. The electron rifle and the Moab style bomb. Of course, they're going to need that when they bring in the Hercules, the A2 and M2 variants. They're all about dropping some bombs. It'll be interesting to see how those actually work in game, because I don't know that we're going to actually be able to see physical damage to planets and stuff, and those are going to do damage to planets. They started work on mounted weapons, so you'll be able to mount your weapon like on a bipod, tripod, something like that to, hold a hallway or, set up a field of fire, something like that. That's really good. The internal testing of iCache, that's super important. They're going to have to, get a bead on what's wrong with their current version of iCache to bring it to us, the community, to test further. So that internal testing is a big process. The continued work on soft body deformation and the Vulkan API, that's huge to me. What else? Shockwave's kind of cool, interesting. Bullet drag could be massive if you're taking long-range shots and whatnot. They're obviously improving on ships. They got the Aegis HUD going in, and yeah, so that's a lot. Mostly what I'm interested in on the Star Citizen side that was interesting, and of course, a lot of the stuff on the Squadron 42 side, they haven't moved over into the PU yet, so it'll be interesting to see when those things get in, like the zero-G push and pull, FPS radar and scanning, the different kind of locomotion. All that stuff still has to be pulled into the PU so we can actually, see what they've been really hard at work on. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to another video. I really do appreciate all you guys doing that, you gals too. It really means a lot when you guys watch these videos and you leave comments, you leave the likes. I certainly do appreciate it. I want to say thank you to my Patreon and YouTube members as well. You guys are super awesome. Thank you so much. If you guys want to join that group, that information is going to be in the description down below. If you're looking for an org, my org is fairly active. We've got several members that are on a daily basis. And everybody in Texas is pretty darn cool. So if you're interested in joining an org, look us up. That is going to be in the description of the video as well. If you haven't checked out some of the folks from Texas that do streaming, you got Dexite, you got Horton Hustle, Terrikai, all those folks definitely do some streaming, so check them out as well. They would definitely appreciate you guys running by their Twitch channels. They're all on Twitch, as opposed to me, who will be on YouTube when I start streaming here in the not-so-distant future. So once again, thank you. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.